thank you for this gathering. We give you all the glory for this far you have taken us as well. We want to thank you for the bishop here. We thank you for members. And we thank you for our supporters who have been here for us. And we pray that you will continue to keep us together and guide us with cause that cannot be broken. And we will put this day to be a day that will make a history in our lives and in the lives of our people and in the nation of Sierra Leone. We thank you for the role that we are going to play in the big salon. And we give you all the glory for His Excellency's vision. We worship you, Father, that as a nation we are going to build ourselves and export. These are all other mercies we ask. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Calling Mrs. Aminata Koba for the Muslim prayers. To introduce the chairperson for this event. Excellency, Mrs. Fatima Bio, Mrs. Madam Fatima Bio, Government Minister, Mrs. Fatima Mada Bio, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And this is my first time seeing my first lady eye to eye. I have it. So welcome once more. I'm going to introduce the chairperson. She's no other person but the Secretary of Women's in Agricultural Network, and she's a farmer. She's a trained teacher and also a lecturer in the Timagai College of Education, now in Timagai Technical University. She holds the position of the senior lecturer at the college. She also has a master's degree in rural development areas. She works with both national and international non-governmental organizations and has well experience working in both Mano River Union countries. She also serves as consultant in many institutions such as British Council, International Resource Committee, Great Series, Magaha. She is also retired, but not yet, still contributing to addressing women in economic empowerment issues. and still serving the development. She is no other person but Mrs. Helen Bashtaki. Thank you.
Being said about me, but I would just like to make one correction. I used to be a lecturer at the Milton Agai College of Education. I am not presently a lecturer at the Milton Agai. That being said, I want to welcome you all to this occasion. Also, to thank all of you for taking the time to attend this opening ceremony that is intended to set the ground for the conduct of the Women in Agriculture Network Strategic Planning Workshop. As women wanting to make a difference in the agriculture sector, as well as to contribute to supporting the government of Sierra Leone in attaining the goal of its flagship program, Feed Sierra Leone, that was recently launched. WIAN, that is the Women in Agriculture Network, was launched in July 2022 and presently has a mission: inclusive approaches for attaining agricultural growth, food security through the empowerment of women, technology, networking, advocacy, and a conscious engagement and collaboration with government and other stakeholders for addressing the multi-barriers holding women back in the agricultural sector and ensure resilience to climate change. WIAN, of course, recognizes the importance of having strong and appropriate organizational, strategic, and managerial structures in place to fulfill its mandate and enable sustainability. To this end, over the next 3 days, we as an organization will be sitting together to develop a strategic plan that is expected to provide a clear roadmap to enhance the organization's sustainability and effectiveness. As an organization, I also want to thank so many of you present here this morning, especially the UN Women and GIZ, who have supported us financially and also provided us with technical support. And also the Ministry of Agriculture, especially our sister, Dr. Teresa Dick. She has been so instrumental in bringing us to what we are today. And I also want to invite some of you. I look forward to some of your participation at the strategic planning workshop as we chart our way forward as an organization. Thank you very much, and may the good Lord bless us all. With that short remark, we will want to go into the event proper. But before we go into the event proper, I also want to say that the agenda has been amended so as to follow protocol accordingly. And with that being said, we will not be using a list. You see, we have a list on the agenda, but we will not be calling according to the list. So this is just to ensure that we adhere to the protocol. Right. Okay. So thank you very much for your patience. And with that being said, I would now like to call on our statement, the statement makers. With that, I would first of all want to call on the representative of State. Sneakered around? Sneakered?
Madam First Lady, Chairman, Honorable Minister, Honorable Deputy Minister, all the ministers present, our farmers, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, our donors, development partners, representatives of ministry departments and agencies they are present, and heads of those departments and agencies, private sector, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am very much happy to be here today as a representative of the Chamber for Agribusiness Development to be part of this August gathering. The reason for this is the Chamber, as the private sector lead of the private sector umbrella organization, was established to promote private investment in the agriculture sector of Sierra Leone way back in 2007. This was basically precipitated on the fact that African countries needed or need a private sector umbrella organization that will be able to work with farmers, women, youth, to be able to add value to our food, to package it very well and make it available in the market. Since the establishment of the chamber, we've been able to have up to 360 members around the country. 50% of those members are women. Again, the chamber has been established in the 4 regions of Sierra Leone and in the 10 political districts of Sierra Leone. But quite aside from that, since the establishment of the chamber, our key activities are advocacy, capacity building, training, ensuring that our farmers, agribusinesses, or private sector players have access to market, and also improve the knowledge and skills of our women and youth that are in agriculture. But I will tell you that the chamber has been focusing on women in agriculture, or women that are really participating in agriculture. We have been able to build the business development capacity of over 100 women in Sierra Leone. Today, we can boast of women that are packaging products and making it available in the Sierra Leone market. Like Lambano, we have also women that are also doing fertilizer, supplying other women in agriculture, input to be able to produce and meet the demands of the market. Aside from what SNICAD has done, we've been working with the Ministry of Agriculture to do a lot. But recently, we are very much happy and excited to be part of the President's vision and the vision of making feed salon or agriculture as a flagship program. I'm also excited about the minister that has been appointed because understands the dynamics of agriculture and is a vibrant minister. But I give also kudos to the president because he's been a member of the chamber and he knows and understands the interfaces or the issues through which the agribusiness private sector players are going through, which is why we offer our heart and support to Feed Sierra Leone. We are here today, Madam First Lady, for us to be able to produce a strategic plan, starting on the base of a strategic plan for this honorable institution. Let me just make one thing clear to you. What makes me to stay at the chamber and what makes me to love rain. My mother, way back to me, of blessed memory, was an ag business, was in the cottage industry of agriculture. She did the marketing, she also supported farmers and producers. And that was making me to the American understanding as people to I went to school, went to Friday, overseas. So I see, when I go to the rural communities, I meet a lot of women in the agriculture struggling. Today, most of them cannot be able to 3 meals a day. So I see it necessary for me to be part of the chamber, to channel my energy, Madam First Lady, and Honorable Minister, to make sure women of this nature are really a gift out of poverty. So I got my hands to support, to win, and the chamber will always be there to support them. But what we want, I would like to appeal to you, Madam First Lady, and especially the Honorable Minister, and other ministers there, is for you to work with us, to promote these women to become giant private sector players in Sierra Leone. Secondly, for us to make that happen, I think there are a lot of challenges, access to finance. I think the minister is aware of these challenges, and not in Sierra Leone. A lot of steps have been taken to address that. But unfortunately, I want you to use your political power for us to work with the minister to succeed. Agriculture is the minister's domain. But other ministries are also involved. When we talk of energy, we talk of marketing and so on. Finance, we want you to use the good offices to support the minister so that we can support these women to succeed. Access to input is also critical. We need them to get input for them to be able to do. Access to market is also very critical. Above all, soft and hard skills. I think we need to be able to give these women the skills, training and something and any other thing, and artists. I mean, soft and hard skills. Business development services, entrepreneurship. So we lend our hands to this to make sure that we get something on the forward. I want to thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much, representative, CEO from Sweden. Please, statement givers, we want to encourage and plead with you all to keep the statement very short. As you have seen, we have indicated 3 minutes on the agenda, but we will be happy if you can even make it shorter. Thank you. Now, I would like to call on the next speaker, and it's the representative from Rural Finance and Community Improvement Program, the program manager. Is the person around?
Our chair lady, honorable ministers and deputy ministers present here, all other protocols observed, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am delighted to be here this morning to be part of this historic meeting. Indeed, there is a saying that if you teach a man to farm, his family will eat. But if you teach a woman to farm, the community will eat. In addition to this statement, the Food and Agricultural Organization is reporting that if women farmers gain access to the same resources as their male counterparts, then the entire world will eat too. Therefore, it is imperative
agriculture business do come with its own layer of challenges, especially in Sierra Leone, where a greater percentage of women that are engaged in agriculture live in rural areas. They are dubbed village women, rural women, primitive women. And because of these stereotypes, among the challenges they face, they do lack access to finance. Access to finance. It is against this background that the government of Sierra Leone signed a grant in 2008 and established the Rural Finance and Community Development Program. Under this program, 76 rural financial institutions have been established, 17 community banks, and 59 financial services associations. These RFIs, the rural financial institutions, do provide a variety of financial services. We are the largest network of rural financial institutions. We give out loans, we provide savings facilities to rural communities. Therefore, as we all are gathered here today, to collectively work towards having women in agriculture, the Rural Finance and Community Improvement Program commenced this initiative, and the organizers of this workshop were not only recognizing the critical role of women in agriculture in achieving food security, but for also elevating the discussion on a national scale. We commit our unwavering support to improving the country's growth, especially in supporting women and in the attainment of food security. God bless you all. God bless the land that we love, our Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And she has just reminded us that you teach a woman to farm, you get the community and the whole nation with it. Thank you very much for that statement. Next, I would like to call on the chairman, agriculture for the parliamentary committee. Chairman, agriculture parliamentary committee. Not here. Next, international food for agricultural development.
Hardworking first lady, members of the high table, distinguished guests, please permit me to stand and exist protocols in the interest of time. I'm here representing FAO, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, and it's actually supporting the ministry as a traditional partner based on the mandates for a very long time. If you can all recall that in 2021, there was a call by the UN to do a food system dialogue to better understand why we are not able to meet our national requirements for food self-sufficiency using multi-sectoral approach. A lot of evidences have been gathered, and we were able to get the national dialogue and bring national and sub-national level, ranging from lack of access to adequate finance, particularly for the rural women, because they constitute greater force of the workforce based on evidences, in addition to the youths and and how can we attract the youth to come back to the sector. We have been able to establish a very good technical thematic working groups for using multi-sectoral approach, but we thought achieving food security is not all about agriculture. We need nutrition, we need energy, we need land for responsible investment. We have been waiting to have the new government well settled because there are a lot of visions and strategies we have in collaboration with our investment center in Rome to see how we can support this alone. So first of all, let me congratulate the network for this learning initiative. We have been collaborating with Solidarity because as FAO, having prioritizing women as the greater force for providing labor for the agricultural sector, we see that if there's any opportunity to unlock barriers related to them to have decent job and responsible investment and culture, we see it as key priority. So over the for 2020, we have collaborated with Solidarity and we have done a lot of investment on improving the capacity of rural women using different skills, using different tools, and most of them now have become entrepreneurs. So on that note, let me congratulate once again the team for this. FAO is committed to supporting going further. Whatever partnership financially, and we are also ready to support the rollout of whatever strategy that we develop after this engagement. Once again, let me thank you again for your attention and recognizing FAO as a key partner in this drive.
Thank you very much. Members of RIA, I hope you have taken note of those commitments that he has made to actually supporting the group. Thank you very much. Now we want to call on the National Federation of Farmers.
On behalf of the National Federation of Farmers of Radio, NAFSEL, to the esteemed participants of this strategic planning retreat organized by the Women in Agricultural Exports Radio. The theme of this gathering, breaking barriers for women's full engagement in agriculture and achieving food security, resonates deeply with our collective mission and underscores the importance of inclusive agricultural development. NAFSEL takes great pride in being the umbrella organization representing the diverse and hardworking farmers of Israel. Our mandate is clear: to champion the rights, interests, and well-being of all farmers across our nation. We are committed to fostering an agricultural sector that is not productive and sustainable, but also inclusive and equitable. Today, as we continue to address the vital role of women in agriculture and the barriers they confront, we affirm our unwavering commitment to supporting and empowering women farming. Women are the backbone of our rural communities, contributing significantly to food production, nutrition, and food security. Their dedication, knowledge, and labor sustain our nation. Yet, women often encounter systemic barriers that limit their full engagement in agriculture. These challenges can take various forms, including limited access to resources, land, and credit, and as well as gender-based cultural norms that impede their involvement in decision-making processes. As NAPSEL, we are here to underscore our readiness to collaborate and stand in solidarity with organizations like WIAN and other well-organized organizations that share our vision of a more inclusive and equitable agricultural sector. We firmly believe that collaboration and partnership are essential to addressing the challenges faced by women in agriculture effectively. We encourage and welcome the support of organizations, individuals, and initiatives that work to empower women, create opportunities, and advocate for the removal of gender-based barriers. We recognize the strength and potential that lies in our collective efforts. The goodwill, knowledge, and expertise in this room are valuable assets in our shared journey to break down these barriers. Let us utilize this retreat as an opportunity to develop actionable strategies, advocate for policy changes, and establish practices that foster the full engagement of women in agriculture. In closing, we salute the Women in Agriculture Network for their dedication to this cause and their commitment to supporting women in agriculture. The initiatives and programs you undertake are essential in driving progress and change. We look forward to the insights, discussions, and concrete actions that will emerge from this retreat. Let us remember that as we break down the barriers faced by women in agriculture, we are not only achieving gender equality but also strengthening our food security, rural economies, and the future of agriculture is rallying together. Complementing the efforts of His Excellency, the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, in his visionary initiative to feed Salome. Thank you very much, Mr. With all this enhanced content for this show. And we are not taking it here. Thank you very much. I wish you a good day and I hope you are going to have a good day. Thank you very much for listening.
Next, I would like to call on GIZ, representative from GIZ. Solidaridad. World Food Program.
Madam Chair, Your Excellency, First Lady, please allow me to stand on existing protocols. It's a true honor to be here today among so many dedicated peers. You know, another famous quote is, if you want something said, you ask a man. If you want something done, you ask a woman. Obviously, with the exception of all the gentlemen in the room, Female farmers are the center of WFP's work in Sierra Leone. In our inland valley swamp support, farmer-based organizations, over 3,000 are women. And together with Kwanalugo Women Vegetable Farmers, we have just made the final agreement on the location of their solar-powered cold storage in Waterloo that will greatly reduce post-harvest losses and thus increase their profit and market possibilities. Through the National School Feeding Program, WFP provided cooked meals to over 210,000 children every day. In the last academic year, over 200 metric tons of vegetables were procured directly by the schools from primarily women farmers. In addition, 300 metric tons of rice were procured from smallholder farmers, and we aim to double that this year. 750 women assisted us last week in supplying orange flesh sweet potato to selected schools in 5 districts. We engaged 25 women associations a few months ago with potato vines. They did the planting, WFP did the purchase as much as they were willing to sell. And today, over 17,000 children are eating orange flesh sweet potato in those schools, thanks to the women who were growing the potatoes. So through WFP, we bring a market and an income directly to the farmers, while together we are providing nutritious and varied meals for the school children in this country. There is no doubt that for homegrown school feeding to be fully rolled out, an important part of the feed salon strategy, we will rely on women farmers. In the coming school term, WFP wants to buy more of diverse food items such as black-eyed peas, soya, broad beans, and we are looking for groups that can serve as an aggregator to facilitate the logistics and the transport to the schools. So WFP is truly looking forward to working closely with the Women in Agriculture Network. So thank you very much for this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, I would like to amend that saying to read, if you want something said and done, ask women. Thank you very much. Now, we want to call on our very important partner, UN Women, the head of the UN Women, for a statement.
Excellency, my dear sister, and I want to get it right. Dr. Mrs. Fatima Mada here. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being here today. I'd love to also stand on protocols, but it's difficult not to allow them and acknowledge very important people who made it a priority to be here. And I want to thank you, Madam Minister of Planning and Economic Development, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security and Forestry, Madam Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, and now the Minister of Social Welfare is UN Women, and she should be standing here with me. Good morning, members. She coordinated with UN Women before. Thank you for being here. Minister of Food Affairs, good morning. I don't want to miss out the opportunity of congratulating the Deputy Minister of Agriculture who had the vision of this initiative, Dr. Teresa Day, the President of Women's Forum, and we will manage the time. There are so many key people sitting in this room. When the program evolves, we will discover some on which the Fit Salon will rely. And I acknowledge the presence of UN family members, WFP, and FAO. The agricultural sector is one of the major income generating sectors in Sierra Leone, and more than 70% of the population is engaged in subsistence farming, with sector providing about close to 55% of jobs for the population, and mainly because we are still working to promote the viable agricultural value chain and entrepreneurship in the sector. In rural areas, over 80% of people get their livelihood from subsistence farming. Most of these people are women, same as there are more than half of the country's population. Sierra Leone covers an area close to 72,000 square kilometers, and 3/4 of that area is suitable for crop cultivation. And now I'm going to quote an old figure because it's been around for a while, but it said that 15% only is utilized. His Excellency President Magabios' commitment and visionary plans and organizational mechanisms to end food insecurity with dignity in Sierra Leone is laudable. The country is endowed with a wealth of renewable energy resources, including biomass, solar, hydropower, abundant rivers, adequate volumes of water, with the potential to support all year-round agriculture. Green jobs and climate-smart agriculture are fundamental to building the resilience of Sierra Leonean people, sustain peace, and accelerate growth. Women smallholder farmers are facing multiple threats of vulnerability from climate change, lack of access to resources, shallow forests, and His Excellency President Magabio, while the launching Fit Salon, called for getting it right with women in order to succeed fitting salon inclusion. The objective which gathers us here today, Excellency, is a key way to getting it right. I give thanks to Madam Juliette Lazare, the President and the visionary person who worked on this and brought it up for everybody to gather, working together, pulling our
our knowledge, our resources together, supporting one another, being happy for the success of others, not creating everlasting new organizations. But joining others is what works better. Everyone cannot be it. UN women made the right decision in supporting the creation and now the development of women in agricultural network. Building organizational capacity to deliver for women's rights across sectors is our mandate. It is in our DNA. UN Women has been enabling women's cooperatives and organizations in agriculture and agricultural value chains for years in Sierra Leone, in several districts, and allow me to recognize this young lady standing up there. Yes, Miss Lou Kabiaku. She is supporting over 700 women in very remote areas. We go down while we strategize globally. We are having another young person, Her Excellency Aja, working with more than 500 women in cooperatives. We need to scale up. The women in Sierra Leone are at the work. They are going where people cannot even dream of being. When we go, we ask ourselves, are we being safe going? What about the road? But you go and people are working very hard. It is doable. The fixed salon is going to be very successful. Women empowerment, women's economic empowerment flagship initiatives need power, resources, enabling policies. We shape the global, regional, and national, as well as global discourse. We support the government to coordinate the gender-responsive policies. We amplify the influence of women's rights. We catalyze the generation and use of data, and we convene, supporting the convening of this type of event. And we want you, Her Excellency, to do what you are doing with the girls. You need to do that. You are a defender of women's rights, of girls' rights, and we need to do it. Then you take the right and the society. So this also, I'm sure, this is a sign that is having your support. And we are standing ready to work with you and go where we have to go to make it right for feed salon, to feed salon, and to feed Africa. Because Sierra Leone is going to start again exporting in other, it's doing it, but not doing everything that we are doing. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the head of UN Women. We've heard a lot from her, and I hope and pray that they will continue to support women, especially, not just Korea, especially on the realization that Sierra Leone is endowed with resources that could support agriculture all year round. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to call on the Chairman, Presidential Initiative Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security.
Your Excellency, Madam First Lady, distinguished delegates, I stand on the existing protocols, honorable ministers present. Forgive me, as chairman of so many work streams, I'm here doing another work as well. I had to rush here to interrupt a few things, but they chased me here as well. So forgive my lateness, but also my frequent absences. It's an honor for me to be here on behalf of those of us supporting the President in the Big Five initiatives. We applaud this effort. This is direct mobilization by interest groups. We want to create an enabling environment for various interest groups to get involved, particularly in feed salon. The minister, I'm sure, will give you the details. We are providing support, but the ministers lead the work streams. We are confident that we will succeed because you want to succeed. We know, those of us in the agriculture space, that for some commodities, anywhere from 50 to 60 to 70% of the operations are done by women, particularly post-harvest, particularly in processing, distribution, marketing, for a number of crops and other products, it's done by women. But of course, a number of those activities require energy solutions. You know, to make garri and firewood and charcoal, that's energy. To cook the product, to take to market and firewood and charcoal, that's an energy solution again. So all along what we call the value chains, you need energy solutions. This is why the President has combined three things: climate change, energy, food systems. For the food systems to move, you need energy solutions. For women to be more productive and make more money in the agricultural value chain, you need a lot of energy solutions. Cold chains for storing the food, for keeping it cool, keeping it at the right temperature, so it will last for 3 days, a week, 2 weeks until you sell. That's an energy solution. Cold chains are powered by energy, particularly if we can do distributing energy solutions. Energy solutions embedded in the agricultural production areas. And of course, climate change is affecting everybody. Climate change will affect agricultural production systems and therefore will impact the livelihoods of women. So you can see the wisdom of the President to say, fine. Because why? That's what we're discussing globally. He's been to many summits. He knows. And he said, fine. These are all difficult areas. Work with the ministers. Let's see how we do coherent policy making and we take care of all three. And it's really been an honor in the past 8 weeks to work closely with the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Minister of Environment, Minister of Energy. We are together. Sometimes now I can speak for the Minister because I've been part of preparing these slides, his strategy. Very soon I'll begin to speak on behalf of the Minister of Fisheries as well. Because we've maintained that it's food and nutrition. You can't separate them. And in our country, 70% of the nutrition is from the fish. But it's not just the fish. It's about keeping that blue economy alive. A lot of plastics are going in. Many of you are aware of the periods here when the rains come in, that you see Lonely Beach and other places covered by the sewage we send from inland. That's pollution. But we talk about the blue economy in a broader sense. So we're looking forward. We're preparing ourselves, but let's get food moving first. And then we get energy and other issues moving. Then we'll collaborate with the fisheries ministries, maritime ports, to look at the blue economy. That would be a cash cow, a big revenue earner for this country if we manage it well. We manage it well. Fisheries, what we're getting today is a disgrace. I know this because I've been working in that area also over 20 years with FAO, World Bank and others on what we call the Gulf of Guinea Large Marine Ecosystems. My agency was leading it. So I know what I'm talking about. We could make more money that can be invested back again in agriculture. We can add value. Those who know that I brought the fisheries training school here. In fact, I'm going back to UNIDO to see if they can help revive it. We brought that school here, but there was a dream behind it, that we can have canning factories here to add value to our fish and shrimp. Yeah? President the other day was telling me, he's visited the ones in Senegal. He's visited the ones in Ghana. He said, "Can why we not get it?" And I say, "But what therefore convince we people there. Say the fish for Ghana, yeah, we add value. But if we need Ulanga, no problem. Which means we need the infrastructure built. But in addition, my brother has already convinced all of us, the Minister of Youth, that in fact we can do aquaculture. And his wife has presented for us already. By the way, the West know what now they pass the man. We all talk to the Minister of Youth now and his sister. Now they do the work. You see, now woman again, they do the fish farming at the first day. Even that one day. So there are areas that we can empower. That's the president's vision. Yeah, he wants value addition. He wants wealth creation. He wants jobs. And so that's why from State House, part of our role is to make sure when the Minister of Agriculture issue go there, they not clear that file quick. He said, "Doctor, I want you to go chase the file." If there are other problems, we join him to clear those barriers. And that's what the President has said. He's determined. We must clear the barriers. We must create the enabling environment. And so we want to commend you in this network for doing what you do. But one of the things we're very pleased about, we see the collaboration. We see Environment Minister, Fisheries, other sectors, Planning Minister here. That's the spirit the President is looking for. And you can see all of us being led by the big commander, the Minister of Agriculture behind Feed Salon. We are all with him. Same thing we're going to do soon with the Minister of Environment. Finally, I'll advertise. On the 23rd to the 25th of October, we're launching the National Dialogue on Climate Resilience, Energy Transitions and Food Systems. Yeah, we start that dialogue on the 23rd, 25th of October to complement what is it, the Minister of Agriculture is doing. It will be launched by His Excellency, the President. So we'll move on many tracks. We're in a hurry. We must achieve the President's targets. Thank you very much. Forgive me, Your Excellency, with your permission, if I can go back to the bus.
Thank you very much, the chairperson for the Presidential Initiative on Climate Change and Renewable Energy. And I also want to thank him for emphasizing the importance of energy and infrastructure in the agricultural sector. Thank you very much. Now we want to call on the Minister of Environment and Climate Change. Our representative. The Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources.
Madam Chairperson, Her Excellency, First Lady, Dr. Fatima Mahalavio. Minister of Agriculture, Deputy Minister of Agriculture, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Mahalavio is committed to enhancing the lives of women in all facets of the economy in accordance with the goals of our development partners. Women are significantly engaged in post-harvest processing, which includes but not limited to processing, sales, distribution, and marketing. This demonstrates their major contribution to household incomes, livelihoods, and food security. This last one is intriguing because it offers women some power within their own houses. As a result, they manage their household budget. Even when their contributions go unappreciated or undetected, their involvement strengthens their economic independence and power in the industry. Despite this, there are still a lot of obstacles they must overcome before they can experience true liberation in food security. Among these difficulties are the following: limited information sharing on prices, markets, training and educational opportunities, lack of access to capital or funding, lack of unlimited participation of female traders and producers in policy or decision-making positions. Family obligations prevent them from maximizing their potential, which is another barrier. As a result of the widespread discrimination, their roles in decision-making processes is limited in governance institutions, their communities, and also at household levels, where the husband considers himself the king of the house. For example, the role of women in aquaculture in particular cannot be overemphasized in the aquaculture development. Considering the important role aquaculture plays in providing affordable protein, income, reducing catch effort at sea, and food security assurance, it is key to concentrate on aquaculture development in our country. Please note that no one is allowed to undertake aquaculture projects without consulting the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. That's a word in place. I'm delighted also to remind you of the numerous services and technical assistance given to fish processors in the country, including improvement of smoked ovens, training in fish handling and processing, the building of the fisheries, receiving platforms, the construction of ventilated, improved pit toilets, and water accessibility. In 2021, the National Women's Organization of the Sierra Leone African Women Fish and Traders Network was established. This is a non-profitable, non-political, and non-religious network that focuses to enhance women's capability and potential for sustainable and equitable development, food security, poverty eradication, and safeguarding of our environment. My ministry is putting a lot of effort into improving the lives of women fish processors and fishmongers and strengthening the role of women in fish value chain and entrepreneurship with the numerous experts, development partners, and professional staff. I wish you all well. Thank you. May God bless.
Thank you very much for that brief but important speech. I would then like to call on the Minister of Planning and Economic Development.
Thank you, Mary Chair. I know very well. Her Excellency, First Lady, Mrs. Dr. Fatima Mada Woli Bio. I'm pleased to be here this morning, but because it has been a long fight. You know, I've been with women for a long time. And now as the Minister of Planning and Economic Development, I can actualize some of the recommendations and strategies that we've been making over the years. And for those of you that may not know, we are in the process of developing our successor medium-term national development plan, which at its core has the 5 game changers, the game-changing vision of His Excellency the President. These will be contained in the plan, and I would like you to know that the output of this workshop will be very important for incorporating the various areas of this plan. So we would like to work very closely with the organizers of this workshop through the Ministry of Agriculture to make sure that your concerns are incorporated into the plan. Now, most people have punctuated their remarks or opened their remarks with well-known sayings or proverbs. So I also have one, and this is one that I gave at a recent forum, and it was to do with peace and development. So it will be changed a bit. I know that the chairperson has been changing the famous saying. So this one is, a hungry man is an angry man. Finish with that. Then somebody asked, what about a hungry woman? And so I came up with another saying, that a hungry woman will starve to see that, will channel that anger and starve to see that her family is fed. And I think this is the case for the nation. That, first of all, we cannot achieve our flagship program without women. Women have the key to ensuring that we feed Salome. And women will suffer to ensure that the nation is fed. The only thing is they don't need to suffer. They can produce more if they don't suffer. Other speakers have outlined some of the problems: access to resources, access to input, access to land, and even education. Because if a woman is educated, she can lead the family. But we're focusing on fisheries and agriculture, or agriculture and fisheries for feeding the nation. And therefore, we need to look at ways, and we will look at ways as a ministry and look at solutions and incorporate them into the medium-term national development plan, some of which, what I expect this forum will add. We will recognize the importance of women in agriculture and fisheries. Once that importance is recognized, they become central to the plan. We will also incorporate strategies, and I'm sure that the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries will put forward these strategies that discriminates against women's access to productive resources. We will ensure and advise that the plan will come out with strategies in which women will be provided with not only labor-saving technology, but technology that will increase their productivity. And this because it's not just the technology, that is primary. The seeds, the fertilizers, the machinery. You find out, I found out in my work that when a big project comes with all of these things, even if the women have been doing the work, the machinery ends up going to the men. Of technology and communication is not here. But I know that she's going to ensure that women get more involved in technology. And you probably find out that women can operate these machines more than men. Teresa knows there was a program in Bonn, and the minister may not know, but they were looking for tractor drivers. The first female tractor driver was trained in Bonn. And they're talking about not having tractor drivers the other day. Women are both already. And also, we will make sure, together with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, to ensure that bottlenecks are removed. You know, when I was looking at the program or the organization, Women in Agriculture, I thought, and it's weird, I was thinking of women in nutrition, which is weird. When you say nutrition, we're dealing with the agriculture, we're dealing with the fisheries, or we're also dealing with the diversification of the diets. Women are at the forefront of this. So I would also like to say that this is a win for us. Let's have a win-win situation. You give me the output.
Very much, Madam Minister. Ladies, she has thrown challenge to women, and we must ensure that women feel Sierra Leone. And when we are members, she has extended an invitation to us, and we must run to ensure that we honor that invitation that she has extended to us. Thank you, Madam Minister. Next, I would like to call on the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs.
Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. and Mrs. Fatima Madam maintain energy and food security. Our development partners and heads of agencies, members of the fourth estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honored to be part of this opening session of the strategic planning workshop aimed at breaking barriers for women, full engagement in agriculture and security. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the remarkable women of the Women in Agriculture Network, Sierra Leone, who have worked tirelessly to organize this event, an effort that aligns seamlessly with the big 5-year changes of our government, and the government of His Excellency the President. The unwavering dedication to advancing gender equality and empowerment of women in agriculture is not only commendable, but also truly inspiring. When I say women, I do not only mean elderly women, I'm also looking at the intergeneration of divide, talking about the young people, women corporations. We are also looking at women with disabilities. So my Minister of Agriculture, we want you to develop strategies that will encourage or enable women with disabilities to also participate in issues of agricultural businesses. Today, we are gathered here to underscore the pivotal role that women play in agricultural sector, a role that is often overlooked by or undervalued. With women constituting over 51% of the Sierra Leone's population, we possess an invaluable demographic that can significantly contribute to the human capital development, and notably, the primary focus of our government is salon. Empirically, the evidence underscores that the pivotal role of women in agriculture, particularly in the informal sector, where they contribute to about 60% of the food that reaches our table. Household food security begins with women, and they should play critical role in food attainment, sufficiency, and sustainability. While their male counterparts focus on commercial crops for economic gains, women shoulder the responsibilities of providing food for their families and communities. We are all aware that gender inequalities persist and continue to impede women's access to essential resources, knowledge, and markets, whether due to cultural, economic, or educational barriers. It is imperative that we engage women in the value addition chain to enhance their productivity and maximize profits from their agricultural products. Women farmers are uniquely positioned to implement the principle of growing what we eat and eating what we grow. Honorable Chairperson, Her Excellency Madam Fatima Madagabio, colleague ministers, and my colleague Minister of Agriculture, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is high time we recognize that the vital place of women and harness their immense potential in the agricultural sector. I am confident that if we provide women with necessary support, including farm inputs and machinery, they can significantly increase their yields and contribute meaningfully to the additional gains and productivity in the agricultural sector. Sierra Leone has made tremendous progress in improving the policy and legal landscape, which in turn enhances the life and livelihood of women and has a multiplier effect on their household and community. The legal reforms enacted in 2022, such as the passage of the Customary Land Rights Bill of 2022, the Land Commission Bill of 2022, and the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Bill of 2022, which also has made a tremendous stride in terms of having women in decision-making positions. We have seen today in Parliament, we've got about 42 women in Parliament, we've got 21 women ministers, we have 10 in Cabinet, and 11 deputy ministers. And His Excellency the President is keeping to his promise that he is not only there to enact the law as a show of the people on the archives, but also to implement what is in the law. That is why my ministry, the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, has established an accountability management tool which will help monitor how the GBIC works. Politically assisted, the time is now. We want to take a look at that accountability framework, see how we use it in our specific ministry so that we are able to implement the GBIC according to the wishes of the people of Sierra Leone. It is essential to recognize that women are given equal opportunities as they can be potent drivers of agricultural transformation. Women are not merely contributors to food security. They are the linchpin to its realization. This is not only a matter of justice, but also a pragmatic approach to uplifting our nation's agricultural landscape. Hence, I firmly believe that women in the agricultural network can be a catalyst for its much-needed change. We can shape a more inclusive and prosperous future by promoting access to education, finance, technology, and leadership opportunities for women in agriculture. Yesterday we celebrated the International Day of the Girl Child, where we're preparing our young women, the young girls coming up, that they too can be leaders. They too must be on the landscape. They too can be women farmers, women leaders in agriculture. So the time is now for us to prepare everybody. In conclusion, I appeal to my esteemed colleague, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture again, and his team, and our Deputy Minister of Agriculture, who is a female, that they ensure gender and women's issues are included or seamlessly integrated into the fifth salon priority. Mr. Minister, sir, please consider my ministry as a steadfast partner in this noble endeavor, and together we can realize that food security is imperative. To the women in agriculture network, my doors are always open for effective engagement and collaborations to break the barriers in women's engagement. I urge all stakeholders here, including civil society organizations, development partners, and the private sector, to actively participate in this mission. Let us collaborate wholeheartedly to remove the obstacles that hinder women from reaching their potential. I thank you all.
With that being said, Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, I would like to call on the Minister of Social Welfare.
Madam Chair, Her Excellency our First Lady, the champion for women's issues and girls in Sierra Leone, the woman that mentors women, and the woman that is most respected globally for championing affairs of women and girls. Ministers, deputies, all protocols observed. Today is a very good day for me. My background is from there, but I continue to bow my heart to women of Sierra Leone because they are daring the dearest. They are taking bold steps into areas where seemingly before now no woman would venture. So for us, food poverty will worsen as climate change impact intensify and accelerate, further undermining this community access to food, worsening health outcomes, and reinforcing inequalities. In my ministry, our main focus of our mandate is to promote and protect the rights of vulnerable groups, including women, children, people living with special needs. So the social welfare is everything. So we are there to create the linkages to make sure that agriculture feeds the people, Ministry of Health take care of their health issues. All are vulnerable people.
So we are very critical and we are at the heart of it. So women, as we all know, play a vital role in agriculture, as has been alluded by previous speakers. In small and big farm producing food for their household, communities, and beyond. Of course, the data speaks, women constitute 43 to 50% of all farmers in Africa and Asia. And this is from FAO. Women in Sierra Leone are the highest contributors to agriculture and economic activities, but are the most susceptible to the numerous bottlenecks in agriculture and productivity, and we all can attest to that. But with His Excellency the President, he himself is the game changer. What probably people will not know is that behind the 5 game changers, there is a big game changer, and that's His Excellency the President of the Republic. Management, fisheries, and forestry. Women also play a critical role in the household and community, providing food and caring for their families, the elderly, and even people with special needs. Despite their essential role in agriculture, women face numerous challenges that limit their productivity and ability to participate fully in agricultural development. This is something we are all very clear about. And so therefore, I want to call upon everyone here today to ensure that if we are to succeed in our various interventions in empowering women in agriculture, we must make sure that one, we invest in human capital. We invest in human capital development by providing education and training in agricultural practices, financial management, and entrepreneurship. Promote gender equality, as the gender minister just alluded, and addressing gender-based violence in agricultural settings. Providing secure land, tenure, and legal protection for women's land rights. So this is also something we have been struggling with for many years. Now, His Excellency the President has assured and has made sure that women can now have right to land. Providing financial services tailored to women's needs and promoting the use of appropriate technology information. Already, the government of His Excellency the President seems to be aligning all of these things to the 5 big pillars and game changers, even in his manifesto, and will be seen in our very soon medium-term development plan. We're looking forward to that plan, Madam Minister. So in that plan, I hope you will be addressing women's empowerment, cultural approach, involving policymakers, the private sector, civil society, and women themselves. So at this juncture, I would like to encourage the women in agriculture and also congratulate them on this very important initiative, and to kindly request them to include our women with special needs. His Excellency the President is very keen on social inclusion. So the principle of everyone in and no one out. On that note, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency, the First Lady, I want to thank you all and wish you all a very fruitful 2 days celebrations. Thank you.
Next, we want to call on the Minister of Trade and Industry. The Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Her Excellency, Dr. Madam
Honorable Minister's President, let me read 2 days of existing protocol. I stand here to represent the Minister of Finance against the backdrop that the Minister of Finance has a key function to formulate and implement economic policies within the framework of macroeconomic stability in the country. And we are very much affirmed to the fact that the Minister of Finance has a critical role to play to support critical sectors that have the potential to support economic growth. Women in agriculture is a critical player in push for economic empowerment and a way in which will support the livelihood of women. I'm standing here as a person that believes in women empowerment, women emancipation, and women has the power to take things in a positive way. And we, in the Ministry of Finance, we believe in collaboration, we believe in partnership, and there has been a lot of partnership between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Agriculture. The honorable minister sitting attest to the fact that there has been a lot of engagement in the ministry to ensure that we support viable institutions that can change the dynamics of Sierra Leone. As I'm speaking to you now, the minister, honorable minister and team that in Marrakesh, Morocco, trying to set out the resource funding to support viable areas in the country. And we are also in the budget process now in the Ministry of Finance. So I want to thank you all for taking this program very serious. It's about the livelihood of Sierra Leone, it's about the mainstay of Sierra Leone. If you have a better economy that is thriving in agriculture, then the livelihood of the people will be enhanced. I thank you all for this opportunity, and I believe Sierra Leone will move, and Sierra Leone is a bright spot.
Thank you very much. Now I want to call on our minister, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's my turn to give a go. Excellency, Madam First Lady, Dr. Fatima Madam Bio, distinguished honorable ministers and high deputy ministers, distinguished guests, head of UN Women, and the distinguished guests here this afternoon. I'm very delighted to be here. A lot has been said already, detailing how women are in the best position to deliver on Insalo and all the constraints that they face. So I feel like my job as the Minister of Agriculture is to give assurances, because I'm very clear-eyed about all of this. With the sheer number of women that are engaged in agriculture, as a pragmatic process, are not going to make a difference if they are not at the fore of all of this. So the saying that says, let the men do the talking, because the women are going to do the work, I believe in that, because I think if it defeats our role, that's how we're going to deliver, with women at the forefront delivering pizza. Let me just state where this process that we're having today falls in the process of rolling out the Feed Salon program. We have been having a lot of consultation, a lot of engagement to make sure we design and roll out a program that is indeed fits the President's vision. And this is a vision where Sierra Leone feeds itself and grows what it eats and feeds itself, feeds its neighbors. Sierra Leone where the jobs that are created for young men and women are based on a sustainable farming system. Sierra Leone where men and women are getting earnings and livelihood from the sector, and where the economy is firmly rooted in agriculture. And so in this vision, in this plan, we've had lots of consultations. We've had a 3-day seminar program where we have seed experts come and tell us what to do about seeds. Today, I'm very delighted that the Women in Agriculture Network is having this workshop, this 3-day workshop that they're planning on breaking barriers for women's full engagement in agriculture. See, when I said I will talk, part of this talking had to demonstrate it, at least we'll put it in writing, that we have a firm commitment to support women, to make sure women are participating fully, and that we're breaking barriers for them. So one of the pillars we have in the Feed Salon program is women and youth. We call that out. That is a strategic high-level sort of directional support, and we detail some of the initiatives that we want to do. But I'm delighted that this workshop is happening at this time today, because for each of the pillars that we have, we want and need this kind of detailed discussion that you're going to have that will tell us what are those key interventions that must be done to make sure women are fully participating, to make sure we're getting the benefits for the efforts that we put. We have a scenario now where a lot of women participate. They are most of the burden, receive the least benefits. We want to reverse that. And so the exercise we're about to embark on in the next 3 days is one where I hope we can just take and say, thank you, women in enforcement work. Thank you, UN women, you've done the job for us. And that informs the things that we put and reach the ground after we launch the strategy. So we've had consultations, we've had meetings with the donor working group. In that also they highlighted the role of women. We had the round table where His Excellency was very clear about his vision and plans. In there too, the feedback we got was the role of women. And so we are very clear-eyed about this, and we are looking for partners. We know, I know, we're not going to succeed if women are not at the forefront. So for me, I think it's not a stroke of luck, because I have engaged a lot of you in this room, be very deliberate and intentional that how can we develop this plan, how can we make this work, how can we reverse the trend that women are facing in the sector. The government has already made quite a lot of progress in terms of policies, and the DB Act is a key example of that, and there are a number of provisions there. What we want to do is to take that well down to the agriculture sector, boil it down into the president's flagship, so that the benefits, the challenges that women facing that can be removed, so we can experience the full benefits of women. I think so I'm very clear. So my commitment is very clear, and we'll demonstrate that. I'm happy that we are organizing this here today with the First Lady, who is the biggest champion on any issue related to women and girls materially. And the head of UN Women already started the speech that I will make out here openly, which is on the President's flagship pizza note. We will need your unique, powerful, strong, and special voice to advocate, to push for us. And if we've got you on board, and we've got the President's clear vision, and all these people here, there's very little we cannot do in driving the President's agenda. So we're very delighted that we are keynotes in this event today. We will come to you. We will come to you officially with this plan, because we think there's a big role that you can play for us. Let me also take the opportunity to announce that on October 16th, we are indeed going to launch the talent program. Good job. All of you here are invited. All of you. It will be a big day. It will be, it's the World Food Day. And on that day, His Excellency will make a clear call for why he wants all of us to get involved. All the speakers that have spoken before me are critical and crucial delivery on this. And the Presidential Council that the President set up on Tuesday, the roundtable event that we have, all of that brings everybody together to the table to make sure we're delivering on the President's agenda. So let me not waste a lot of time, because you are going to hear from the most powerful voice on this issue. And you'll be delighted to have her join us in Puja. end of this journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for your continued commitment to ensuring the breaking down of barrier for women in the agricultural sector. Next, we want to invite the president of WIAN, Juliet Adoni, for her presentation.
Our most beautiful and elegant First Lady, Her Excellency, Dr. Fatima Marabio. I want to thank you for putting Sierra Leone on the map internationally on so many fronts. We are proud of you. Honorable ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests, sister farmers, traders, agripreneurs, welcome to the WIAN family. A special thanks to our sister, the Deputy Minister, Dr. Teresa Kennedy, for opening the door for us that has brought us this far. WIAN in Sierra Leone is possible because of the commitment of the Minister and the Deputy Minister of Agriculture. Our he for she minister has us as one of the central pillars in the Feed Salon initiative. Let us give him a round of applause. The history everybody has heard has shown that there have been inadequate interventions on gender in policies, laws, and implementation of programs that have been a challenge for women in Sierra Leone. But thanks to His Excellency, retired Dr. Brigadier Julius Marabio and Her Excellency, Dr. Fatima Marabio, and his team at agriculture and around the country, that narrative is about to change. We thank UN Women and partners like World Food Program for their support and resilience in ensuring that the President's agenda is put forward and continues to protect. We will succeed. WIAN was launched to engage government and partner stakeholders at national and international level in addressing some of the challenges facing women in agriculture through collaborative engagement to improve opportunities for women in agriculture and set the agenda for gender mainstreaming in agriculture. Again, we thank the President, we thank Her Excellency, UN Women, Ministry of Gender Affairs, Ministry of Youth, and for all the initiatives and for their resilience to implementing the GWI bill. We are going to be co-partners in implementation. The objectives of this workshop is for us to look at where we are, where we want to be in collaboration with partners, and how do we get there. We're going to set our strategic direction, our priorities, the roadmap, and how do we operationalize and popularize WIAN and Feed Salon. We're going to be in this hand in hand. We have a national presence and we are positioned for impact in Feed Salon. Our impact for women is for access to resources. We have partners that we're going to be working in the workshop with from the Bank of Sierra Leone to look at the challenges that are preventing women from accessing finance. We have the Ministry of Finance, we have private sector development that are all going to be with us for access to resources. We're looking at inputs in partnership with FAO, Ministry of Agriculture, GIZ, the Climate Change and Presidential Initiative on the Chairman of the Presidential Initiative of Climate Change and Food Security, to look at what do we need for climate smart agriculture. How quickly do we need it? How is it going to impact our world? Partners like World Food Program, UN Women, Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, our voice should be heard. We have now the platform. We want to participate. You've heard World Food Program, UN Women, and the Minister of Economic Development. We are part of the decision making. This is an opportunity. Let us take it and run with it and be proud to be women in Sierra Leone at this time in this place. We want to reduce the workload for women. Women to water an acre of farm, it is tremendous labor. They carry water and then they come home, they have to take care of their family. We want to see what we can do to improve output, at the same time improve their quality of life, build their capacity, and let them enjoy their lives, their families, and their loved ones. Our activities, value addition, we are looking at working on processing that will help us aggregate and compete internationally and regionally, build capacity. We have women that are trained to do power tillers and tractors. We have more to do, as the picture shows. We have a lady riding her tractor with no work boots or helmet, but she's doing it. This is why we are here, to show them how we can do things better and improve the way they're doing what they're doing and have more to go around. After the process, we're going to go regionally to validate the strategic plan. We have a lot of our farmer sisters and organizations here, but we want to take it to the other farmers who have not been able to make it, so that we can also hear from them. And then we come and engage our stakeholders, continue to grow our network and our channel. I think we have heard what happens when you teach a woman to farm, or you give a woman resources and you give a man resources. In His Excellency, Brigadier Julius Madabi's words, this is about our dignity. Feeding ourselves is an issue of dignity, and we have the capacity to do it. We have a ministry and a team that has pledged to support us to do it. So we cannot hold ourselves responsible for not feeding ourselves, taking opportunity of having a dignified life. It is amazing what we can do when we are in it together. Her Excellency, our one appeal to you, ma'am, is that you take WIAN as one of your flagship programs, as you have done with the Hands of Others. Women have benefited from that. We also want to now take care of our children, improve their lives, and have access to resources to educate, train, and feed our children. I want to thank you very much. I know it's been a long day. I want to thank you very much for being here with us. And I also want to thank you. Her Excellency, you came to Kabosma at a stopover, and you saw what we did for the women. We want this to be nationwide. We want to use that model in WIAN to do that across the country. Thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to it.
Thank you very much, Madam President. We are about to listen to a very important personality in this country. But before we do that, it is but proper that she is appropriately introduced. For some of us who might not be aware of what she has been doing and has done in this country, in that regard, I would like to call on Dr. Martha William Ngeba to introduce the keynote speaker for this event.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairlady. Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mrs. Fatima Madabio, Cabinet Ministers and Deputies present, donors, Directors and Director Generals of MDAs present, development partners, fellow farmers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's with great delight and privilege to stand here this afternoon to introduce a very great personality as the keynote speaker for this occasion. Nani Mama for all that picking in a salon, the Mama for all Mama there, and also a happen for being Mama, but you only know me today because plenty na here. Madam Chairlady, ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker is a distinguished figure in the entertainment industry and philanthropy. She has made a name for herself as an activist, executing numerous projects with courage, tactic, and intelligence, resulting in significant impact in various areas, such as gender equality, charity, women's rights and empowerment, as well as child welfare issues. One notable and successful campaign she spearheads is the Hands of Our Girls, which is our name all over now, even in the villages. And this campaign includes the provision of free sanitary pads for school-going girls, complementing the New Direction Government Free Education Initiative. As we all know, most girls are ashamed of going to school when they were on their buses. But because of this campaign, girls are now confident for themselves and they now know who they are. Madam Chairlady, our keynote speaker is passionate, and she has done passionate work and she has outstanding achievements. And for this, she has received numerous recognitions, accolades, including being appointed as the African Union Champion for Sanitation and Hygiene in May 2021, and the Champion of the United Nations Education Plus Program in the same year. She has also been honored as the African Woman of the Year in 2002 by the Pan-African News magazine, and she has received an honorary degrees of doctorate of human letters for Africa from American International University in West Africa and the University of Sierra Leone in 2002 and 2003 respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2002, our keynote speaker tabled a resolution at the United Nations General Assembly in 2022. Oh, sorry about that. In the United Nations Assembly through the Republic of Sierra Leone, permanent mission in New York. This resolution, co-sponsored by the Federal Republic of Nigeria, focused on the prevention and healing of child sexual exploitation, abuse, and violence. As a result, this 77th session of the United Nations Assembly declared November 18 as the World Day for the Prevention and Healing from Sexual Exploitation, Abuse and Violence on November 7, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2003, our keynote speaker, 2023, our keynote speaker was appointed by the United Nations General Antonio Guterres as a member of Advisory Board of Eminent Persons on Zero Waste, supporting zero waste initiatives in the context of sustainable development. Additionally, she was appointed as Champion Extraordinary Ambassador by the UN-AIDS. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker has demonstrated excellence in the field of agriculture. She is a master farmer, particularly in vegetable production, animal husbandry, and supporting grassroots women engaged in farming. So we want our scheme to be brought to bear. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest strength of our keynote speaker lies in her ability to achieve any goal she set herself. Some attribute this to divine intervention, while others believe it's the result of her unwavering motivation and hard work, perhaps a combination of both. Madam Chairlady, ladies and gentlemen, please let us be on our feet with resounding claps, with joy in our hearts.